Doopity doop doop.
Always made of gold. Oh, Lord.
Okay. You maybe can't even see it in the video.
Okay. Playing these new songs live for the first time in a show setting, it is a blast. I absolutely love it because I've already at this point had the hype of, you know, creating the song, releasing it, letting people see the music video. Playing it live is a whole new energy just because, you know, when you're releasing something and you're editing and you're filming, you're behind a lot of screens. So to see people interact with our songs face to face is something that's very, very special. First show that we played was at a venue called the Handlebar in Pensacola, Florida.
Great location, great venue. They just brought it back. Amazing staff and an amazing look to the place.
They are the venue around here, especially for bands that are writing their original stuff. That's where you cut your teeth. So for us to play that, it felt like kind of like a rite of passage. Like, okay, we checked that, we cleared that flag, and it was fun.
I always listen and try to keep my guitar parts as close as I can to the original recording. I always listen to it and I see if there's anything that I can add slightly in there that won't compromise the song, being the song that everybody knows and listens to, but we'll just add on to it in my own way so I can only play like me. So I just try to add my thing while also honoring the original track.
When we recorded stuff before, I was doing the vocal, the rhythm guitar, and the lead guitar. Well, I can't be playing two different guitars at once on stage, so it made it difficult when we would go to perform live because it just sounded like something was missing. And we had played with tracks and everything before, and it helped, but it wasn't exactly the same. I remember talking to Tyler in December of 2022. This is before we had even started releasing the album. He wanted to meet up just to talk about songwriting in general. As we were moving along in it, we were getting ready for the release of this album, and I was talking to the guys in the band. I was like, man, we really need another musician if we want to bring this energy of these songs to a live show. I reached out to Tyler and asked him if he'd be interested in coming over and learning a few of our songs to be able to play them for our first show at the Handlebar. I was expecting it to be a lot of work to try to, teach somebody our music and everything. And he came over and he played so many of our songs like perfect, almost even better than I could have ever expected. And so as we went along and practices became more and more and, we did this show together, oh my gosh, it was amazing. Having Tyler on board, it just kind of added to the energy and that element of surprise that keeps hitting me from this album.
One of the biggest parts of music is like feeling the crowd and like feeling the energy that they give off. It really does make a difference when you're playing live.
When I perform live, I try to not only see how the band's doing, but also how the crowd is out there. It was a really full house that first night.
I think that the crowd responded to the new songs very, very well. It was very, very energetic most of the time.
For me, I like playing secluded and kind of alone sometimes, so to be in the recording studio was really cool and almost more peaceful than playing live. But live is definitely like a different ball game. Seeing their faces smile or like headbang, that kind of energy really pumps me up, especially as a drummer, because my job is very active and moving a lot, so it's really cool to see people like get into the song.
It wasn't at all what I had expected, but then again, I didn't expect anything. It was a whole theme of letting go. So this whole album was not supposed to happen, right? And then at some point I started writing songs because I thought we were going to Boston, and then before I knew it, we were in Muscle Shoals and recording an album and writing cool songs. We come back and get ready to make music videos. And then after we make the music videos, we find a new band member, and then we start playing these shows live, and we promote them, we release them, and we get great feedback, and none of that was in my control. By letting go of control, you achieve so much greater things that you never thought you could achieve before. So it was a very humbling experience for me, and I hope, to God, that I don't lose everything that I was taught, this past year and a half, 2 years of this project.
The EP project came out really well. I was super, super happy with how the recordings came out and the sound quality. Being that it was our first time in a real professional studio as a band, it definitely, for me, stepped up our game of like what we're capable of.
When we first went up to Marty's for pre-production, we were banging our heads on this one song, and effortlessly Marty said, "Here, play it this way and then sing the chorus this way," and it just hit, and from that moment I knew it was going to be great.
My favorite contribution was definitely the last music video, but I also just really enjoyed playing those songs in the live setting as well.
Just like being in the studio, with the band members I've known for such a long time, and just being able to see where we came from and to see where we are now, it's really awesome, what's grown over the last 8 years. It's just a real privilege to be a part of it.
I had a blast filming with friends and family. I had a lot of fun recording in studio and pushing myself to the limit, and playing with my band live and having a new member join the team. All of those are my favorite moments. But where I got to be most creative was probably the most memorable to me, and the fact that I was able to be myself creatively with my friends and family. As the leading member of Jumping the Gun, I can honestly say that we have grown so much as artists during this project, and as people too. I know that it's pushed me to my limit, and we are so excited to show you guys what's next.
We've got songs that we're working on. We can't really say too much yet. We're going to keep that part top secret. I just hope to still have that same energy that I heard from these songs on the EP. We can keep that energy somehow the same in writing these new songs, and and hopefully get them out to people like you.
Excitement that we have for what's to come is so great, and we cannot wait to share what's next with you. Is that it?
That's it.
That's the end.